This is MS World, and I'm Dr. Daniel Kantor, here with our good friend Dr. Samuel Hunter, who is the President of Advanced Neurosciences in Franklin, Tennessee. Dr. Hunter, sometimes we hear about this idea of iron in the brain and iron being deposited. Firstly, what are we talking about, and how is this important in multiple sclerosis?
Well, we know that normally as people age, they get more iron in their brain, and this is because the iron goes in to make cells, and cells are part of the iron. They use the iron to make energy, and this, when the cell dies, it reaches the end of its life for any reason, that iron stays there in the brain, and so the iron tends to accumulate. Now in MS, there's also the fact that you have inflammatory cells migrating into the brain. They're carrying iron, they die there. And the brain cells that are damaged in MS, the glia, or the oligodendrocytes that make myelin, they die there. And so you get more and more iron accumulating in the brain. Now, iron by itself isn't so toxic, but it can be combined with types of oxygen, like in hydrogen peroxide, to form extremely damaging compounds. And there's a limited capacity of the brain tissue to diminish the effects of these oxygen-related compounds, and they're formed mainly in inflammation. So it makes for a very poisonous state that further damages the nervous system. We can see this on certain MRI imaging very well, especially the newer, the higher field scanners. You can see the inflammatory cells carrying iron. You can see the accumulation of iron in the brain, even from the earliest stages of MS in some people. We don't know how to deal with it yet. We know it's probably one of the reasons why people get worse as they get older. They seem to age, have aging brains that age faster. Most MS disability is tied more to your age than anything else, and this may be one of the reasons.
Now, can people just go out right now and go to their doctors and say, do I have iron in my brain? Is that something that they can find out right now?
Well, they do have iron, too much iron in their brain, usually if they have MS. And it can be seen on the MRI imaging for more than 10 years. We've reported that out, and it's such a consistent finding. But it's seen in other diseases, too. It's seen in migraine. It's seen in Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, and normal aging. So it's something that we deal with. And we wouldn't say that there's anything different to do than what we already know is healthy. To eat right, to exercise. Vitamin D is really important with MS. Keep the greasy foods out of your diet. Those stimulate inflammation. It's clear that people with MS do better at that, and probably go following a low sodium diet is a good idea, but the data is still out on that.
Well, Dr. Hunter, thank you for those tips, and thank you again for your really candid responses.
Appreciate it.